What's up, y'all? I am back for another video. So the plan is, I decided I was gonna do this one. It makes more sense because I feel like Rambo 4 or Rambo 2008 goes into Rambo Last Blood kind of perfectly. So I decided I'm just gonna do uh I felt like I was fine on just doing 2 and 3, and then doing 3 and 4 and 5 basically today. So we're then tomorrow. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a video I haven't done in a while. So I'm gonna do a fixing. It will be on Jaws, the last two Jaws movies. I'll do them individual, but I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'll do Jaws 3. So we'll be trying to fix that movie. But right now, I'm here to review Rambo 2008 or Rambo 4, whatever you want to call it. Rewatching this, I remember seeing the ads for this movie, but I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it like a year later, a year or two later, like when they started playing it, like on HBO and Encore and shit. And I remember really liking it, but I hadn't watched it since then. So I rewatched it last night. It's on HBO Max. It's really fucking good, man. It's really good. Well, obviously, it's really gory, but it's also just it sits with you because some of the things the bad guys do in this movie, man, are just like wow. Same with Last Blood. So you're gonna see that theme kind of being similar in that. But yeah, man, and also yeah, it's fucking violent, dude. There's just so much gore. But so basically, the story is Rambo. Um, because there's this political revolution in Burma, but Rambo living out there. But these group of people who are trying to help some of like the villagers and stuff want Rambo's help to take him there. He initially refuses, but then eventually does. But then shit goes to shit. What after Rambo leaves, and um, the, the the people who are giving aid and a bunch of people get killed and kidnapped. So Rambo has to go save them with the strike team. So that's basically the film. And this one is a really good one. Like I said, it's really gory. I like Rambo's personal story in this because it's like he wants to, and this is the first one without Troutman. And I looked into it. Apparently, the actor who played Troutman had died before this. So you kind of can just take it in your own headcanon that Troutman died before this movie. So, but they do have like a scene where they do honor, like there's a scene where you get like a quick little, like almost like montage of what the other films in a scene. But overall, man, it's a really it's a really fun one. It's really quick, and I definitely would recommend it. So, and the violence I can say in this one, compared to the other films, honestly, even Last Blood, which does get pretty violent, but that does get more violent in the end. Whereas this one's violent all the way fucking through, but the violence is like visceral, bro. Because it's not just like, because in the other films you do see Rambo blast people and shooting people like in helicopters and shit. In this one, it's like it's not just Rambo, even like the bad guys, man. The scene which I will get to, the villager scene where the bad guys attack that whole village, that whole scene, dude, was so, man. I will explain when I get to it, but dude, it's yeah. And the strike team is interesting because I didn't remember that aspect, them there being in a whole other team. I thought it was Rambo on its own again, but I actually like the dynamic between them. It's a pretty, you know, they're all like soldiers from different like militaries. It looks like. I thought that was a pretty fun scene, and the final act, dude, is fucking goes balls fucking crazy. So, but here we go. So the movie opens up. We get kind of like a rundown of what's going on in Burma. A lot of like background, like about like this revolution and pillaging villages, and we see all the Major Pa T Tint, who's the main. He's like the main villain, but he's the main villain, but he's kind of unlike the villains in some of the other ones where they all stand out. I feel like in this one, and he doesn't have to, because I feel like his whole force is just like do some so much fucked up shit in this movie where it's like you kind of don't need a face of the bad guys, just let them all be bad. So they slaughter innocent people. I think the film opens up with like a slaughter where they like taking the boys and saying basically we own you and don't get any help from the Karen forces. Then the film cuts to this is where we meet Rambo. Several years after the events of Rambo 3, Rambo's now living in Thailand. He's a snake catcher. This is where he meets Michael Burnett, who's a missionary trying to help the innocent villagers. He and his wife ask Rambo for his help. Rambo initially refuses because he looks at it like, this isn't my business, and but then his fiance Sarah finally convinces him. Then the next scene, we see Rambo taking them on his boat to they get past these pirates. Seemingly everything goes fine, but then the pirates confront them. The pirates want the woman, which clearly they want her because they want to rape her. Let's be honest. So Rambo caps him with the quickness, dude. Like this scene, he because he was like looking at like how many guys there were, and he just like pulls out his pistol and caps him. The missionary doctor has this like no kill rule. Like it's this weird hippie, you can't kill even if it's bad people, basically. Then Rambo kind of like tells him, like basically lets him know, like, dude, they were gonna rape your fucking fiance, bro. So he continues the voyage after his wife, kind of convinces him to keep going. He drops him off. They manage to make it to the village to provide medical aid. Then the missionaries arrive and Tin's forces arrive again. And this is the scene I was talking about. Dude, they all come in there, man. Flamethrowers. You're seeing kids even. Like, there's two scenes. There's scene one, actually three. One, where you see a kid straight up get shot, which that was just, like, bad on its own. But then there's the next scene. You see a kid, because some of the soldiers' forces have guns that have bayonets at the end. And you see a kid get that part. Oh, I was like, wow, dude. This is... Granted, you do want these guys to get theirs. So yeah, then there's another scene where they like take a baby and throw it. It's fucked up, man. They're just slaughtering people left and right, man. But it's shot not beautifully, but like I don't want to use that word, but it makes you get the message, and it just so. After all that, they kidnap Michael and they take Sarah. So Rambo is informed by the pastor from the church tells Rambo that the group is missing, and then he asks him to lead a group of mercenaries on a rescue mission. And this is where we meet the group of mercenaries. So we meet Lewis, who's a SAS soldier, Anju, Diaz, and Reese, who I didn't remember them. When I was rewatching them, I didn't remember this aspect. So they take him to the drop-off point. Rambo offers his services, but they kind of turn him down. They get to the spot where, the slaughter happened. And, man, it was even just seeing, like, the aftermath. Like, you're just seeing bodies This film is visceral, man. I think that's like probably the best way to describe this one is visceral, dude. It's some of the violence, like obviously, like that slaughter scene, man. Like even now, you know, it's been 24 hours, a bit close to since I watched the movie. Like that scene right now still hits me, man. That scene was just, dude. So they survey the damage. A squad of tint soldiers arrive, where they make them some of the prisoners, which you saw earlier. They throw like grenades in like the swampy area, and basically force the like prisoners to run and make sure like, oh, if you, it's like a game to them basically. While this is happening, Rambo shows up and kills them all with bow and arrows. Rambo is like, dude, just is so fucking. Say fuck off, Hawkeye, Green Arrow. Fucking Rambo, man, with an arrow is insane, dude. Like, he like took them all out. So Rambo kind of becomes like the leader of the group. Um, he they have a plan to get into Tint's base, Tint's camp, and they're going at night so they can rescue some of the prisoners. So then we get a look at how tin soldiers, like, they even treat the way they treat women and shit. It's, dude, yeah, dude, you want these guys to die, man. So so this team separately each let out. They find Michael and some other people. They rescue them while Rambo, the girl. This is like where, like, this scene alone where, like, I don't know what to call it. Like this, like, I guess mass raping. I guess, like, I don't want to use that word, but that's what it was. Because all these soldiers go crazy and start, raping women, and then the one guy grabs Sarah and he's basically about to do it to her. Rambo kills them brutally, man. I think like he pulls out his throat, dude. Rambo goes hard in these. Like, I thought he went hard in those other ones, but in terms of like just pure violence, these last two movies, because there's some scenes in the fifth one which I'm gonna get to. Man, he goes hard. Like, dude, he like wrecks fools, man. So Rambo and gets the girl, meets up with meet up with the sniper guy. Um, while this is happening, the other soldiers end up getting captured. Rambo decides to lure a section of Tin's forces with a bomb, with a claymore. Um, but Tin's forces end up capturing the other prisoners, and they're about to execute them when Rambo gets on a machine gun. I think this is what most people who have seen this movie remember from this movie, is him on this giant fucking machine gun just mowing motherfuckers down, dude. He was blowing people's arms off, limbs. There's people just exploding in place. It was, dude, the carnage, man. And it was fun, don't be wrong. And the other soldiers get weapons, and we get this giant fight. But more of Tin's forces arrive, and then some of the Karen rebels arrive in the end and take them all out. Dude, this final act, and then Rambo kills Tin himself with a knife to the chest, and basically all his guts come out, and then people saying thank you to Rambo. Then the film ends with Rambo going back to his farm in Arizona, which does set up Rambo 5. So, but overall, man, this film is badass, dude. Just on the gore factor alone, dude. How many motherfuckers you see their limbs get blown off? People just get exploded in place. It's a fun one. It's definitely, I mean, it's a dark one, because that, like I said, that's the massacre scene at the village is pretty, it hits you, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's pretty, like, damn, dude. But when these motherfuckers get theirs, they get theirs. So I definitely love this one. Stallone's performance was great in it. He had that like I like that old grizzled veteran. I think Stallone does that perfectly. He does that again, perfectly again in Rambo: Last Blood. So I think, but all around, just a great one. I actually like the strike team. Yeah, they start off very adversarial. They're kind of assholes to Rambo, but eventually they start real. Okay, yeah, this dude's on our side, and I actually like that because it's that progression through all these films where, because yeah, from the first one he was on his own, so it's kind of cool to see Rambo with some backup at some points. And like I said, that final act just goes balls to the wall, man. I mean, people, you're just seeing limbs get blown off. It's just like, yeah, man, definitely a great one. I would give this one an 8 out of 10. I will probably do a ranking of this franchise. I'll do one for Rocky also at some point. But yeah, definitely with this one, I would probably put this one third place. I think after. I'll give you a quick hit. The first one's the best one. Then First Blood Part 2 would be second place. And then, yeah, I'll probably put this one third. The visceralness, man. And um, even though Major Tint is just kind of a generic kind of bad guy, dude, his forces are really effective in making you hate them. Like that scene in the village, man, alone was just so sad to watch, bro. Like, so yeah. So definitely, if you watch this movie, get you got to get prepared for that scene because that whole sequence is pretty fucked up. So, but definitely, it's a great one, man. So yeah, guys. Immediately after this video, I am gonna be doing my Rambo First Blood review to kind of end the franchise, and I've enjoyed the Rambo franchise. I think personally, I like them all. Rambo 3, I would probably be the weakest, but I still think it's a solid film. So I think all of them have been great. There's not one I'm like, this is shit. So, but other than that, I'm gonna take my but as usual, fuck Warner Brothers, fuck the bitch James, fuck Disney, fuck Kevin Smith, fuck Colin Kaepernick, fuck Joy Reid, and fuck the Biden administration. I'll talk to y'all pretty much in a second here because I'm gonna do my video right now. Other video right now. Peace.